Please be seated. Good morning. My name is Teresa Bergello, and I have the privilege of being the Director General of the college for the last year. I will begin with the land acknowledgement. At John Abbott College, we acknowledge that we are on unceded Indigenous lands of the traditional territory of both the Kanien'kehá:ka, Mohawk, and the Anishinaabe Algonquin peoples. We are grateful for the opportunity to gather here, and we thank the many generations of people who have taken care of this land and these waters. Tiohtià:ke, Montreal, is historically known as a gathering place for diverse First Nations. Thus, we recognize and deeply appreciate the historic and ongoing Indigenous connections to and presence on these lands. We also recognize the contributions Métis, Inuit, and other Indigenous peoples have made in shaping and strengthening our communities. Together as a diverse college community, we commit to building a sincere relationship with Indigenous peoples based on respect, dignity, trust, and cooperation in the process of advancing truth and reconciliation. I would now ask you to stand as one of our very own students, Patricia Lacaux, will sing our national anthem.
Oh, Canada, wherever you oh, for the quand son bras s'est porté vers, il s'est facile à toi. Ton histoire est une épopée des plus brillants exploits. God, keep our land glorious and free. Oh, we stand on God for thee. Oh, we stand on God.
Thank you, Patricia. That was lovely. On behalf of John Abbott College and Mr. Stéphane Selim, Chair of our Board of Governors, we wish you all a warm welcome. Welcome to all our special guests who are here on the dais. I also want to thank all the families of these graduates who supported them through the past years. Merci à toutes les familles de nos diplômés qui les ont supportés durant leur parcours et qui continueront à les supporter. I also need to express a special thank you to all of our faculty and all of the employees and staff of John Abbott College who work tirelessly to help these students to reach today's amazing milestone. Now to our 2025 graduates. Congratulations. You made it to this point, to this beautiful milestone, but just one milestone in your longer journey. Take a moment to think back. 2, 3, maybe 4 years ago, you arrived here at our beautiful campus. You didn't know what college would look like. You might have been worried some of your friends had decided to go elsewhere, go to a different Cégep, but of course, not one as beautiful as ours. You were probably nervous, but my guess is that at the same time, you were probably really excited and full of hope. Now, here we are, in a snap, so many years later, you're sitting here and you're graduating. Most of you will be moving on to university or to a new job. And again, like when you arrived here, you're probably full of anticipation and hope. Full of hope that your new university studies or your job or other will allow you to fulfill your dreams for the future. Full of hope that you will continue to be as successful as you have been here at John Abbott College. My simple message to you here today is please hang on to that hope and believe in yourself. And know that as you begin this next phase of your journey, don't be afraid to live your lives and to make some mistakes, and it's okay. This is how we learn. This is how you learn and grow. But one piece of advice is that as you make those mistakes and you fall forward and not fall back on your past or fall back on your plan B or fall back on a place of less hope or belief in yourself. Fall forward with your new skills, your new lessons learned, your new self, and keep on moving and living and keep on falling forward. As I look at all of you, our graduates, you give hope to me. I think also to the whole John Abbott College community, to all of us here. You give us hope that the future can and will be better. In a world that continues to be at times uncertain, complex, ambiguous, you are the proof that good things can and do happen. So go out there and make some mistakes, learn and grow, and make this world a better place. Sadly, though, you are leaving us, but do remember to come back and visit at some point. You're part of the John Abbott family, and we want to know how things are going. One of the greatest rewards for everyone here at John Abbott, whether a staff member, a teacher, or the administration, is to hear about you, to hear about your successes, to hear about what you're doing, and to share that with our students yet to come. And hopefully, remembering your time here at John Abbott as a positive one and one that you will remember always. À notre classe de gradués de 2025, je vous dis félicitations. S'il vous plaît, revenez nous voir. Et aussi, je vous dis merci. Merci de nous aider ce soir à être plein d'espoir. I would now like to officially open the 49th convocation of John Abbott College, and I invite to the podium the chair of our academic council from our chemistry department, our master of ceremonies for this convocation, Dr. Suzanne Black.
So good morning and welcome to all of you. I get to start with some housekeeping items. So everywhere you go, they tell you what you have to do, no different. So we ask your kind consideration in respecting our convocation traditions. Please turn off your cell phones and other electronic devices. The graduates will be approaching the stage by their program, and you will find the order of programs listed in the convocation booklet. When taking photos, please be sensitive to others and do not linger in the aisle. Return to your seat after taking the photograph. Graduates, please return to your seat after receiving your diploma and remain in your seat until the ceremony is over. We ask that at the end of the ceremony, all guests remain at their seats until the recessional has ended. Should the fire alarm sound, evacuate the premises immediately using the nearest exit, which might be behind you or in front of you. And now I have the pleasure of introducing our academic marshals. I ask you to please stand as I call your name and remain standing until all academic marshals have been introduced. So we'll start with David Campo from Academic Advising Department, who will be calling the names for us today. Dr. Andrew Woodrow from Humanities, Philosophy, and Religion Department. Cynthia McIntosh from Academic Advising. Lara Jenkins from the Academic Success Center. Frank Levasco from the Math Department. Mary Rupnick from the Academic Advising Department. Sharif Darwish from the Biology Department. Roxanne Dupuis, Coordinator of Housing Services. Nancy Kahan from the Academic Success Center. Jordan Martell, Assistant Manager of Housing Services. Carolyn Wood from the International Program Office. Juliette Leno from the International Office. Kelly Sudia from Academic Advising. Valerie Desprez from Academic Advising, and our head marshal. Thank you very much. You may be seated. And now let me introduce the dais. Again, please stand as I call your name and remain standing until everyone has been introduced. Avery LaRose, Coordinator of the Liberal Arts Program. Jamie McCauley, Chair of the Visual Arts Program. Yuri Sura, representing the Media Arts Department. Julie Gagnon-Riopol, Chair of Language, Literature, and Culture Department. Edward Fontaine, representing Theater Arts and Entertainment Technology Department. Meredith Haig, Coordinator of Arts, Literature, and Communication Program. Dr. Tanya Paris, Coordinator of the Arts and Sciences Program. Karen Hackett, Coordinator of the Honors Science Program. Dr. Sean Hughes, Coordinator of Science Program. Nicola Hope, Coordinator of the Honors Social Science Program. Maggie Mary, Coordinator of Social Science Program. Michelle Trepanier, Chair of the English Department. Candace Steenberg, representing Humanities, Philosophy, and Religion Department. Dr. Richard Levelet, Co-Chair of the Geosciences Department. Dr. Fiona Tomaszewski, Chair of History, Economics, and Political Science Department. Dr. Beth Acton, Chair of the Biology Department. Dr. Emily Bader-Bay, Chair of the Chemistry Department. Kevin Davis, Coordinator of the Double Deck Program and Chair of the Math Department. Julie Hank, representing the Psychology Department. Laura Pfeiffer, Chair of Physical Education, Health and Nutrition Department. Amelia Callen, representing Departamento Francais. Dr. Roberta Shalarova, Program Dean, Science and Related Technologies. Charbel Murad, Academic Dean. Philip Grimm, our guest speaker. Teresa Bergello, Director General. Tracy McKee, Program Dean, Arts and General Education. And that is your dais. Please be seated. It is with great pleasure that I introduce this year's salutatorian, Rhiannon Davies, with an outstanding 96.95% average. Oh, wait. In honors social science, Rhiannon's academic excellence speaks for itself. From the very start, Rhiannon started out to be a voice for students, ensuring their perspectives were heard on matters that impact them all. She championed student interests and made it her mission to bring a student-focused approach to higher education, actively engaging as a member of Cégep Congress and serving on various academic committees. One of her most notable contributions was during the Congress vote on measures in response to Law 14, a decision that affected thousands of students. Rhiannon's dedication extended beyond advocacy. She also shared her expertise to support others, stepping up as a peer tutor to help fellow students succeed. Her commitment to student life at the college was equally impressive. She joined numerous committees responsible for organizing major campus events and took on a significant leadership role as president of the cooking club, further enriching the student experience. Today, she'll be receiving the Outstanding Achievement Award in History, in Religion, and Political Science. She'll also be receiving the Charles W. Reed Honors Social Science Overall Academic Excellence Award. Her hard work and passion have earned her acceptance into McGill University's law program, where she is sure to continue making a meaningful impact. I invite Rhiannon Davies to the stage.
Good morning. I'm really short, sorry. Okay. It truly is a blessing to be speaking in front of you all and to welcome you on behalf of the graduating class of 2025. As you just heard by that very nice introduction, those are some very nice things about me. I'm your opening act this morning, and I'm Rhiannon. So it truly is an honor to be the salutatorian this morning. It's a great recognition, and it only took me 10 minutes to learn how to pronounce. And in doing so, it is my job to welcome you all. So I want to give the biggest welcome to all the students who decided to show up today. Yay! And I would also like to welcome our friends and family who have dedicated their before noon hours to being with us here. Finally, it is a super big honor to welcome the faculty and staff of John Abbott College and our special guest behind me. Big round of applause. So I just want to start this off with great job on making it. It is truly amazing to be with everyone here today. And as a reward, I'm going to let you in on a secret. This convocation actually has a secret theme. And that theme is creating your own path. And I know people our age tend to shy away from cliches. I know, but I think that's all right, because if there's one thing that I've learned after 2 short years at John Abbott College, is that there is a wide array of possibilities that is available to every one of us. We are at a moment now where we can choose the specifics of what we do or where we go, but we're all heading somewhere. Now, those somewheres might be pretty different between us all, but I guess that is how we all find our place in the end. And this possibility as a concept is a lot to take in, and it can be overwhelming. But this is why I think we must approach the unwritten future with some form of optimism. As much as uncertainty rattles the soul from time to time, we cannot be paralyzed by the infinity of it all. No life path is well trodden. They are undiscovered and mysterious until we decide to take our own lives by the rein and make something of it. So let us not fear possibility. Let us instead realize the power we are been given through it, and that we have to recognize that we now have the tools and the knowledge to embrace it, and that no matter how we are as individuals or how we may act, we can create something. Now, you might be able to tell that I'm not really one for long speeches, so I will not keep you hostage. Essentially, all I'm asking of you today is to think to yourself that you deserve to and are capable of making your own path in life, and that this moment right here is proof of that. Whether you found your time here really slow, maybe difficult, maybe excruciatingly painful, or if it was a breeze and you can hardly believe that it's over, you've already made one step in making your path and you're already molding your future. My final point, I'll leave you after this, and maybe my most important point, is that I recommend that you take a time to appreciate those who got you to where you are today, especially if that person is yourself. Good luck to us all, and thank you very much.
And now I'll call on our academic dean, Shabal Murad, to introduce our guest speaker.
Thank you, Suzanne. Good morning, all. Bon matin. It's an honor and a privilege for me to be able to introduce our guest speaker on this 49th convocation, my first as academic dean here at John Abbott College. A native of Bay Durfee, Philip graduated from John Abbott in 2007 with a diploma in honors science. Success in education continued with a Bachelor of Arts degree from Harvard in 2012 and a Master of Science degree in Applied Math and Statistics from Georgetown in 2019. Philip was very active as a student at John Abbott. SUJAC, which is our student union, Vice President of Academics, member of the Foundation Board of Directors, 3 times on the John Abbott Academic Honor Roll, member of the Academic Council. He delivered a student-focused address to participants of the 2007 John Abbott College Foundation Golf Tournament. He initiated the student referendum, which voted to support the capital campaign, through which the students contributed $500,000 in support of the construction of the new science building named the Anne Meddy Edwards Science Building in 2013. He was the only male student to be awarded the Anne Meddy Edwards Scholarship since its creation in 1992. Through and beyond his academic achievements south of the border, Philip opted to remain in the United States and pursue a career within the operations of the American federal government. He began in 2008 as a member of the Obama election campaign and subsequently the 2008-2009 presidential transition team. During his university years, Philip jumped at the opportunity to intern at the White House, the New York City Mayor's Office, and the U.S. State Department's mission to the European Union. After graduating from Harvard, he moved to Washington, D.C. to become an analyst and research assistant at the U.S. Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. In 2015, Philip became an economist in the U.S. Treasury Department and was responsible for crafting international trade sanctions. It was during this period that he completed his master's degree at Georgetown in the evening. His rather full life at the Treasury Board Department led to his role as Foreign Affairs Advisor to Treasury Secretaries across 2 administrations from 2019 to 2021, Stephen Mnuchin and Janet Yellen. He then chose to leave government life and become an engineer with Palantir Technologies, a software company supporting public sector and defense missions. Philip places high value on his experiences at John Abbott and the role they played in laying the groundwork for his future success. He remembers the opportunity to speak at the naming ceremony of the Anne Meddy Edwards Science Building as one of the most meaningful experiences of his life. A supporter of his nomination offered these thoughts. His character and values could not be more evident than when in 2013, Philip learned that preparations were underway to name the new science building. Philip stepped up to be part of that emotional day. He wooed the audience with his words, sharing his vision for a safer world and the importance of the perspective he gained while attending John Abbott College. So if we can all welcome Philip Grimm with a round of applause. Thank you.
Class of 2025, hello. Thank you for letting me share this special day with you. I'm just getting to know you. But we have one big thing in common, and probably much more. We are both graduates of John Abbott College. So today, I'm addressing you as a peer. And as a peer, I've got to be honest. This moment, it's a little bit intimidating. Before I take you down a rabbit hole, I want us to pause and soak up this moment. I'm serious. Take it in. Think about what it took for you to get here, what you're proud of, where you struggled, and how you made it through. And look at who you're surrounded by. I'm serious. Look at who you're surrounded by. So why are we here? Well, let me take a step back. Why am I here? Really, why am I here? I'm supposed to tell you about creating your own path. Apparently someone, probably someone on this dais, thinks I've figured it out. That I've got golden nuggets of wisdom to sling. An enumerated set of principles to announce. Well, I did get my deck in science. But for you today, I have no bromides. Tough crowd. The liberal arts students can ask their neighbor about that one. So someone thinks I've cracked the code. The truth, I haven't. But here's the thing. Most people who tell you they have, they probably haven't either. So why are we here? Well, let's not skip the obvious. This is an occasion to thank those who helped make it possible. Your teachers, the staff and administrators, your peers, and your family, especially your parents. I said, especially your parents. I'll be dropping some hints, thank you. But there's more. There's something else wrapped up in this tradition. We gather here in person year after year. We know exactly what's going to happen. No surprises. Best I can tell, everyone's envelope is going to have something inside. The people on this dais, they've done this before. Some of them for longer than you've been alive. So why are we here? I'll let that question linger. Let's take a little detour. In 2007, I sat where you're sitting. That cocktail of optimism, anxiety, elation, and uncertainty, I remember it well. I was a science student with an interest in chem and bio. And after convocation, I spent the rest of the summer working in a lab where I got to break another school's precious glassware. And then it was off to university as a chemistry major. But an elective in economics opened my eyes to a new kind of science. After my first year in university, this was back in the summer 2008, in the US, I desperately wanted to intern on Barack Obama's first presidential campaign. And my application, rejected. So I had to improvise. It turns out the applicant pool for volunteers is much smaller when all the students are, well, in school. So I dropped out after my freshman year at Harvard, which, fun fact, is a sentence that still causes actual physical pain to my parents. But the gamble worked out, and after the election, I eventually returned a semester behind. But by then, the toothpaste was out of the tube. I dove more and more into economics, and after graduating, I started as a data scientist at a new government agency created after the 2008 financial crisis. Today, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau is in the news for other reasons, but I take Elon Musk's attempts to shut it down as a badge of honor. At the Bureau, I learned all sorts of weird details about the plumbing of our financial system, specifically how to speed up payments to better serve the needs of everyday consumers. And it turns out that niche was actually useful elsewhere in the government, where the Treasury Department, the US version of Finance Canada, was trying to do the exact opposite: slow payments down. I helped freeze terrorist bank accounts and crafted sanctions programs to stop the spread of nuclear weapons. Eventually, I joined a team that briefed senior government leaders on worldwide threats on a daily basis. I started each morning at 1 a.m. in a bunker, and then would hop in an armored car at 7 a.m. to brief Janet Yellen, President Biden's Treasury Secretary. It was the coolest job in the world. But even the coolest job in the world had terrible tech support. So I decided how to modernize government tech and explore that from the outside as an engineer at a Silicon Valley tech company. And now I've come full circle back to the public sector, helping run the data and licensing systems that support the 70,000 local businesses that make Washington, D.C. such a vibrant community to live in. Well, maybe not right now, but you sort of get the point. The point of that story is not to brag, because like your parents, my mom is sitting back there, and that's her job. Rather, I tell you because there's no way I could have fathomed this path in 2007. It's been a wild ride, but be careful with these kinds of stories. Your alarm bells should be going off. What sounds like a sequential path from A to B was really a roundabout maze from A to Q. It's easy to retroactively form a tidy narrative, but don't mistake that for how it actually unfolded. It glossed over the hardest parts: the struggle, the disappointment, the paralyzing uncertainty. However your path unfolds, I know it will feature moments of triumph, but also moments of rejection and sadness. So, what sustains us in those darker moments? What gives us the resilience to keep forging our path? Resilience isn't something we're born with. It's a muscle. We build it. We exercise it. When life drains it, we have to replenish it. We're just getting to know each other. But let me confide something in you. The truth is, the past year hasn't been easy for me. It tested my resilience. I was in the middle of what I thought was my dream job, but I left because my moral compass wasn't pointing north. Weeks later, my mother-in-law entered the final stage of cancer. I watched her suffer, and I watched my wife painstakingly guide her through it with courage and grace. It emptied my bucket. You don't get to choose those moments. They ambush you. Eventually, I came home to visit my parents, who lived just a couple blocks from here. One evening, I walked around this campus, now 18 years later, and that walk stirred something in me, a memory of optimism, of strength, of the feelings I felt when I sat in your seat. On that walk, I also passed a building that didn't exist back in 2007, the glass structure between Hertzberg and Stewart. It was only a paper sketch back then. You might not know this, but your predecessors helped pay for it. They held a student referendum, and they voted in favor. They donated to a building they knew they would never step foot in. because they cared about you. Think about what that says about the strength of our community. To this day, it inspires me. It fills my bucket to the brim. Many of you are going on to university where you'll be studying in buildings named after people you've never heard of, or named after the head of a beer company. What did John Abbott do? We named the building after Anne Marie Edward. We named the building after one of us. That's the audacity of our community. I'm sorry. I've taken you down a deeply personal rabbit hole, but the truth is, I couldn't do it any other way. I can't create your path. Only you can. Maybe you draw some inspiration, maybe not. But I know this, you need to chase your own dream, not somebody else's. So back to the beginning. Why are we here? I think this moment, this exact moment, is when you charge that battery. To think about what it took to get here. To be proud of what you accomplished. To remind yourself what you are made of and the community you belong to. Sear it into your memory. You've got tomorrow and all the tomorrows after that to worry about what lies ahead. Your path's going to zigzag and rhyme in ways you can't even imagine. And I'm not saying you shouldn't have a plan. And in case your parents are listening, I'm going to repeat that. I'm not saying you shouldn't have a plan. But when things deviate, either by choice or by force or by some other cosmic circumstance, be ready to reach into your backpack of resilience. And when you do succeed, when you look up and realize you've done something meaningful, don't forget to pause, to celebrate. If all you do is sprint from crisis to crisis, it will be all tension and no release. Take it from me, you'll drive yourself into the ground. So, class of 2025, take this accomplishment, your drive, and even that bit of restlessness, and bottle it. Bottle this moment for whatever comes next. Thank you.
And I now call on Teresa Bergello, our Director General, to come forward to thank our guest speaker.
I just want to say thank you to Philip. Thank you for sharing your journey. Thank you for your words of care, your words about selflessness, and more so your authenticity. I think we're all here proud to know that you're a graduate of John Abbott College.
And now I call upon our academic team, Sharbel Murad, to come forward to introduce this year's valedictorian.
Hello again. This year's valedictorian is a graduate of the Honors Science program. He is graduating with an overall average of 97.88%. It was his exceptional work ethic that put him at the top of the honors class. And for the past 2 years, he has been fully committed to the varsity football team, a demanding role deserving of recognition. Between classes, he dedicated his time to serving as the lead physics tutor. He will be receiving the Craig Lagendijk Scholarship. When available on weekends, he offered his time volunteering to help at the college for open house or by participating at the local science competitions. He's a busy young man who steps up to volunteer and lead when asked. The valedictorian is outgoing and very sociable, but in a humble way. A classmate described him as an avid tinkerer, always immersed in electronics projects. He is also highly studious, dedicating significant effort to his academic success. In the fall, he will be studying electrical engineering at the University of Toronto. I now invite the 2025 valedictorian, Tristan Dermody, to address the graduating class.
My friends, as our time at John Abbott College comes to a close, we arrive at an exciting crossroad. For the first time, we are entrusted with finding our own way through life. For some, the path may still yet be uncertain. For others, it was always the novel choice between lawyer, doctor, or death. Me personally, it's perhaps on the opposite spectrum. I am just focused on surviving. I've been thinking a lot about what it means to last, about what really matters in life. So, I'd like to share with you today a poem I wrote, the story of Old Survivor, Oakland's last remaining redwood tree in the United States. There's a tree in Oakland, a redwood, twisted and marred, that outlived an entire forest because it was flawed. Loggers passed it by, saw no worth in its bark, no straight grain for their lumber, no profit to mark. But storms raged, fires burned, seasons tore at the land. And where towers of timber had once proudly spanned, now only one tree remained. Old Survivor, ever standing, not in spite of its knots, but because of their branding. Class of 2025, we are splintered too, yet rooted deep in all we've been through. Let the world chase perfect, straight, and clean. We shall be the oaks where the light shines in between. Class of 2025, I see survivors in this room. The dreamers, the studious ones, and the ones who assumed they didn't belong. Too foolish, too little, too much. The ones who kept rising each time they were crushed. Perhaps you were told you'd never be grade A. Perhaps you struggled with anxiety or shame. But there's a truth the redwood knows in its rings. The world needs the flawed who still choose to cling. So, when life demands you be polished and plain, remember the tree that was saved by its grain. Let your bends be your backbone. Let your scars be your light. Our future is a forest, and we are growing right. Let the world chase perfect, straight, and clean. We shall be the oaks where the light shines in between. Thank you, and good luck to us all.
And now I'm going to call on our academic dean again to announce the recipient of our first academic award.
I'm honored today to announce the winner of the Governor General's Award. Long recognized as the symbol of scholastic achievement in Canada, the Governor General's Academic Medal is granted by the Governor General of Canada. This academic medal is given every year at convocation to the student in the graduating class who has achieved the highest overall academic results. The recipient is an outstanding graduate in the honors science program with an overall average of 97.88%. He is also described as a fine, well-rounded young man destined for greatness in whatever path he chooses. His immense potential is undeniable. I would like to call upon the Director General, Mrs. Teresa Bergello, to present the Governor General's academic medal to an outstanding scholar at the top of his graduating class, Tristan Dermody.
And now I call our academic dean back to announce our second academic award.
Okay, our next award. While it is understood that the main objective of John Abbott College is the pursuit of academic excellence, the college is also committed to fostering a healthy balance between the academic and extracurricular life of students. It is in this spirit that we now present the Outstanding Achievement Award, which is the highest recognition given by the college at convocation. This award recognizes the successful combination of high academic achievement and productive involvement in student life. This year's recipient has been extremely successful in both areas. Outside of John Abbott, the student was part of the Girl Guides of Canada for 14 years, and in the last couple of years became a national leader representing the voices of all Girl Guides at the New York City Council. In her 2 years at John Abbott, she was a member of the John Abbott College swim team and also a member of the Hellenic Club. She was part of the team who competed and won the Pfizer Canada Green Innovation Challenge and the grand prize of $1,000 for their project, Pure Moss. The project seeks to build moss supporting structures in the John Abbott College parking lot that would also absorb carbon dioxide emitted from idling cars. And finally, she was a club leader in the Jack Robotics Club and was mainly focused on kiosk building, one of the categories in the CRC robotics competition. Her passion with woodworking and building led the team to a runner-up position in 2024 in kiosk design. But in 2025, John Abbott took first place in the kiosk competition among all schools participating. This passion for building has led this student to apply and be accepted at McGill University in architecture. However, she has deferred this acceptance for 1 year to take on a dream leadership position with the Girl Guides in Europe. Each semester, this student has put in close to 200 hours of student engagement or volunteerism in the community. And beyond all of this significant involvement of student and campus life, the recipient of this award has achieved an overall average of 94.27% in the arts and science program. I would now like to invite the Director General of the college, Mrs. Teresa Bergello, to present the Outstanding Achievement Award to a truly outstanding student, Talia Martin.
And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. I'm going to invite our Director General and Academic Dean to come forward to present the diplomas to our graduates. The graduates will receive a black spruce sapling to recognize their accomplishments at John Abbott College and the opportunities that lay ahead.
Presenting your graduates for the Science and Social Science Double Deck Program. John Ray Asgar.
John Ray receives the Peace and Social Justice Studies Certificate.
Alex Berzan. Allison Bacchus. Angelina Liu. Emily Rayner.
Emily receives the Women's Studies and Gender Relations Christina George Award and a certificate.
Rose Yale Stejon. And those were your graduates for the Science and Social Science Double Deck Program. Up next, your graduates for the Honors Science Program. Alexandra Yanina Batch. Daniil Batishka. Matthew Bross. Tristan Dermody. Heather Din.
Heather receives the Biology Academic Achievement Award.
William Dracopoulos.
William receives the Outstanding Achievement in Mathematics and Physics.
Olivia Jacumis. Lori Gutsuzian. Yashar Ahmed Saidi. Jesse Helada. Julia Levesque. Fenghua Li.
Fenghua receives the Environmental Studies Certificate.
Gloria Liu. Luca Lundgren. Puya Narayan Narajan. Olivia Rose Price.
Olivia receives the English Department's Award for Best Essay.
Felix Swan. Benjamin Turak.
Benjamin receives the Biology Academic Achievement Award.
Zoe Webster. And those were your graduates for the Honors Science Program. Now presenting your graduates for the Science Program. Fidan Abdulazadeh. Dina Alanazi. Benjamin Albers. Tala Alhaji. Taiba Al-Khalifi. Shahed Al-Nidani. Alma Al-Rami. Ilgaz Al-Sanjad. Michaela Asal.
Michaela receives the Environmental Studies Certificate.
June Beck.
June receives Chemistry's graduation with distinction.
Katya Bayo. Caitlin Caroline Belasso.
Stay here.
Marco Bitzas.
Marco receives the Chemical Institute of Canada Chemistry Contest Award, the first place at John Abbott College in the Canadian Association of Physics Prize Exam, and the Science Program Award.
Olivia Blizzard. Riley Boisclair. Dylan Burney. Christopher Callan. Simon Perry. Aiden Carlisle. Magali Caron. Marie Nicole Cernescu. Natalie Shabadi. Mohammed Yassin Shalawi. Adrian Collins.
Adrian receives the Biology Academic Achievement Award and graduates with distinction in chemistry.
Casey Conan. Orly Cooper. Ella Corbeil. Mika Hulat. Alexander Daigle.
Alexander receives the Biology Academic Achievement Award.
Marie-Pierre Daigle. Danica Davies. Ana Lucia Dawson Hernandez. Olivia DeLangen. Maya Delucia Chassé. Dominic Anthony DeVoe. Samantha DiMalo. Hadiatu Diallo. Eleni Dimitriou. Cameron Alexander Doherty. Lily Donnelly. Anna Dosti. Sophia Dragulin. Anna Dushanovic. Eli Iru. Ekamjot Kaur. Ala El Mutawif. Yasin El Badri. Rania El Farawi. Matthew Eric. Hannah Escapian. Jemima Fisher. Jacob Bradis. Mateo Garbarino. Amelia Genti. Catherine Giampiranis. Neil Paulo Gozum. Zoe Gregory. Hafiz Gulam.
Hafiz receives the Biology Academic Achievement Award and graduates with distinction in chemistry.
Emma Hamu Lahaj. Sarah Hitchen. Julia Iacovino. Hadi Iqbal. Andreas Ituriaga. Bailey Meya Zuto.
Bailey Maya receives the Chemistry Academic Achievement Award.
Fadi Imad Adli Air. Aris Krishnapillai. Beatrice Lavigne. Abigail Law. Jacob Lecourt. Iba Mali. Kanishka Manglik.
Kanishka receives the Amika Nagay Memorial Physics Scholarship.
Joyce Masad. Liam McLean. Nassim Miluk. Maria Mesdur. Alicia Mokude. Jenna Mohammed. Nicholas Morzicki. Michelle Neeson.
Michelle receives the Environmental Studies Certificate.
Matthias Neneman.
Matthias receives Biology Academic Achievement Award.
Paulina Nicolatopoulos. Soel Nahorli. Sophia Opedisano.
Sophia receives the Outstanding Achievement in Physical Education Award.
Alexandra Faith Orlino. Melissa Urari. Elam Paku. Binal Patel. Ashley Perry. Lucas Peterson. Maika Pilon. Dylan Prashker. Emma Russia Garcia. Eloise Rebouillat. Jonathan René. Sasha Rulo Garcia. Nadine Saad. Serena Saad. Arya Sadri. Christian Saliba. Dilaver Saran. Adya Sharma. Magdalena Slavon.
Magdalena receives the Biology Academic Achievement Award.
Nishak Stanislaus. Yanan Sun.
Yana receives the Biology Academic Achievement Award.
Maya Steinberg. Declan Taylor. Simon Tertarian. Priyan Tangaraja. Raul Vadlakunta. Dylan Belaitan. Juan Esteban Vasquez. Thomas Villalobos Galindo. Mirin Vimpi. Chloe Ward. Jade Weeks Reed. Aaron Wu. Maya Yassin. Emma Yi-Kin Shin. Shupeng Yuan.
Ping receives the Outstanding Mathematics Award.
Sebastian Zinke. Tanea Farkas. And those were your graduates for the science program. And now presenting your graduates for the honors social science program. Rhiannon Davies.
Rhiannon receives the Peace and Social Justice Studies Certificate, the Outstanding Achievement Award in History, Outstanding Achievement Award in Religion, Outstanding Achievement Award in Political Science, and the Charles W. Reed Honors Social Science Overall Academic Excellence Award.
Devin Nathan. Luca Quintana Gadisco. Gaurav Ropal. And those were your graduates for the Honors Social Science program. Now presenting your graduates for the Honors Social Science Commerce profile. Gael Abi Habib. Emma Bastien. Olivia Duchesne. Zachary Godin.
Zachary receives the Environmental Studies Certificate.
Ariana Lafoli. Victor Levac. Nathan Ricard. Aya Saad.
Aya receives the Outstanding Achievement in Mathematics Award.
Casey Totten. And those were your graduates for the Honors Social Science Commerce program. Now presenting your graduates for the Honors Social Science Psychology program. Mariam Abdel Malak. Haley Obey.
Haley receives the Peace and Social Justice Studies Certificate.
Lucas Collins.
Lucas receives the Selma and John Greenblatt Memorial Scholarship.
Sophia Merendina Quinn.
Sophia receives the Women's Studies and Gender Relations Certificate.
Elia Pulu. Maria Vnuk. And those were your graduates for the Honors Social Science Psychology program. Now presenting your graduate for the Honors Social Science Justice and Society program, Victoria Nacht Cabral.
Victoria receives the Geography Award.
Now presenting your graduates for the Honors Social Science with Math program, Emma Adamson. Nicole Kella.
Nicole receives the Peace and Social Justice Studies Certificate and the Social Science Program Award.
Bianca Seebacher. Angela Zhao. And those were your graduates for the Honors Social Science with Math program. Now presenting your graduates for the Social Science program, Dylan Abrer Raka. Syed Muhammad Ali. Terry Amasha.
Terry receives the Peace and Social Justice Studies Certificate.
Vivian Andrade. Dylan Beaudry. Leah Bubba. Sarah Brown. Stephanie Cartier. Mohammed Shabouk. Domenico Di Biasio. Bianca Di Pasquale. Adam Bogdan Dranovsky. Sofia Justalia. Ashley K. Esguerra. Alicia Poteux. Carol Gadd. Abigail Garner. Dina Ganbariam Guess. Bianca Golia. Emily Gonsalves. Tadrin Gordon. Dennis Haruni. Javaria Hussein. Fatima Ibrahim. Alan Tierney. Aeon Pan. Anastasia Ignatze.
Anastasia receives the Peace and Social Justice Studies Certificate.
Alexa Kilen Bile. Delphi Maheu Légaré. Manny Mansourpour. Kira Matthews. Luca Mary. Leonidas Metropolis. Baraka Mohammed. Sumaya Mohammed. Naiha Nagapur. Erica Joy Nidea. Arthur Nizay. Yashvi Patel. Milodzi Poirier. Claudia Pontes. Emma Ponton. Sara Pulido Osorio. Luca Razafinj Rakoto. Michaela Sievers. Henry Simsgard Murray. Katarina Sevilla. Brandon Smith. Makisha Samsundaram. Mathis Stefan. Angel Stevens. Haley Taylor. Carolina Viramontes Alanis. Pericles Griniotis. Spencer Weigard. Jason Su. Joseph Alexandre Zogby. And those were your graduates for the social science program. Now presenting your graduates for the social science commerce program. Omina Aesa Al-Safar. Chinar Al-Sinjak. Megan Angelov.
Megan receives the Sports Studies certificate.
Rashad Burrows Austin. Marguerite Bélanger. William Bernardi. Amanda Bicknell. Daniel Colicchio. Amin Drisi. Victoria Hermelin Cherez. Sina Hossainpour. Helena Iranpour. Tushan Kanaganathan. Philip Kuchev. Isabel Kuyum Jian. Alisa Leong Lam Hing. Brendan Liu. Barbara Lobo Magalhaes. David Manzano. Alexi Menez. George Seleniotakis. Vasilios Sipodaskalakis.
Vasilios receives the Sports Studies certificate.
Matipan Sodiraja. Sian Sipo. Carla Topala. Hillary Turner. And those are your graduates for the Social Science Commerce program. Up next, your graduates for the Social Science Psychology program. Leslie Lizette Ariano. Amira Azizi. Milady Brassard. Asma Chenley. Roman Collin. Camille Corriveau. Adam Dolecki. Bretlin Gauthier. Liam Hughes. Abita Jayaratnam. Charles Lalonde. Lauriane Lévesque. Robin Pepe. Faiza Riscala. Milka Sanjinet. Savannah Stacy. Annabelle Saint-Louis. Miriam Tabak. And those were your graduates for the Social Science Psychology program. Now presenting your graduates for the Social Science, Justice, and Society program. Camila Michelle Contreras Zarate. Mia Angela Elasmar.
Mia Angela receives the Peace and Social Justice Studies Certificate.
Christina Pinka.
Christina receives the Academics Outstanding Achievement Award.
Parmis Mortazavi. Melissa Alessandra Vasquez Oberdon. And those were your graduates for the Social Science, Justice, and Society program. Now presenting your graduates for the Social Science with Math program. Forrest Asaf. Kevin Baston. Manon Boucher. Diego Estero. Sarah Gajar. Jasmine Kaur Kaloti. Florence Maheu Légaré.
Florence receives the Social Science Integrative Project Best Paper Honorable Mention.
Rebecca Norton. Sophie Pollock. Andrea Sanchez Benitez. Siddharth Seshadri.
Siddhar receives the Social Science Integrated Project Best Paper.
Mashad Taleb Zadeh Farouji. And those were your graduates for the Social Science with Math program. Up next, your graduates for the Social Science with 2 Math program, Ravneet Singh Johal, Eva Vero, Jared Misario. And those were your graduates for the Social Science with 2 Math program. Now presenting your graduates for the Arts, Literature, and Communication program, multidisciplinary profile. Megan Zohar Cohen. Erica Courtney. Laurence Daou. Jasmine Deraney.
Jasmine receives Arts, Literature, and Communications Outstanding Achievement Award, multidisciplinary option.
Isaac Hall. Ella Carlton. Lawrence Harper. Christina Yasni. Joy Helen. Eric Klempon. Samuel Lewis. Juliette Minard. Pallavi Patel. Hannah Petruzzo. Sabina Protop. Lily Ramsey. Veronica Rutherford. Adina Suleimanova. Jessica Tanguay. Megan Towers. Skipper Valley. And those were your graduates for the Arts, Literature, and Communication program, multidisciplinary profile. Next, your graduates for the Arts, Literature, and Communication program, literature profile. Beatrice Couture. Lauren Finlayson.
Lauren receives honorable mention for the English Department Stewardship Award.
Fareed Gould. Tony Langevin. Riam Hussein Ibrahim Mohammed. And those were your graduates for the Arts, Literature, and Communication programs, literature profile. Up next, your graduates for the Arts, Literature, and Communication program, media profile. Michaela Barboni Scambuzzi. Danica Sebula. Sarah Evangelista. Zachary Laberge. Vinicius Lima.
Vinicius receives the Outstanding Achievement in Spanish Language and Culture Award.
Vanessa
sport-
Lawrence. Katarina Martin.
Katarina receives the Peace and Social Justice Studies Award.
Kyle McQuaid. Marlo McGovern. Emily Peche. Lilia Saji. Doralis Santos. And those were your graduates for the Arts, Literature, and Communication Programs Media Profile. Next, we have your graduates for the Arts, Literature, and Communication Programs Theater Profile. Melissa Nauer. Theo Julien Sommer.
Theo Julien receives Arts, Literature, and Communications Outstanding Achievement Award for Theater Option.
And those were your graduates for the Arts, Literature, and Communication Programs Theater Profile. Now your graduate for the Arts, Literature, and Communication Programs Languages Profile, Cameron Parker. Now presenting your graduates for the Visual Arts Program, Evai Alsa.
Ave receives Visual Arts Outstanding Academic Achievement Award.
Alyssa Ball. Oliver Bembridge. Elia Yesha Calantes.
Alea receives Visual Arts Outstanding Artistic Achievement Award.
Glenn Jobson Mitchell. Camille Legault. Josephine Miller. Emerson Scott. And those were your graduates for the Visual Arts Program. Now presenting your graduates for the Arts and Sciences Program. Olivia Christopher.
Olivia receives the Environmental Studies Certificate.
Anissa Hashemi.
Anissa receives the Arts and Sciences Da Vinci Award for Excellence Across the Disciplines, English Department Stewardship Award, the Environmental Studies Certificate, Peace and Social Justice Studies Certificate, and placed second in John Abbott at the Canadian Association of Physics Prize exam.
Talia Martin.
Talia receives the Environmental Studies Certificate.
Valentina Perez Rojas. Juan Camilo Ramirez Gomez. Noah Hayan.
Noah receives the Environmental Studies Certificate.
Siwon Lee.
C1 receives the Environmental Studies Certificate.
Susan Su. Lawrence Thompson. And these were your graduates for the Arts and Sciences Program. And now your graduates for the Liberal Arts Program. Julianne Ellis.
Julianne receives the Liberal Arts Scholarship and the Women's Studies and Gender Relations Certificate.
Makisa Kugata-san.
Makisi receives a Women's Studies and Gender Relations Certificate.
Lilu Malet. And those are all your graduates.
On behalf of everyone here today, I'd like to offer our thanks to the Convocation Committee and to the Registrar's Office staff. Thank you. The gym will remain open for 15 minutes following convocation for anyone who wishes to take photos with the flowers or go outside because it's gorgeous. And I invite everyone to the reception in the atrium of the Anne Marie Edward Building. And I now declare that the 49th convocation is closed, and I invite our graduates to throw their caps in the air.
Hello, we'll be closing the gym in 5 minutes because we do have an afternoon ceremony. So please take your photos within the next 5 minutes and then we'll wrap up. And congratulations.